G'day. How you doing? Danny the Hex, my name. Now, if you're a YouTuber or a wannabe YouTuber, you may be wondering how people like me get to look so wonderful on camera and how we can go from one look to another look, or how we go from one screen to another screen. And it's not the screen I wanted. And how we do it so seamlessly. Can't even speak right. There's a lot of tricks to the trade. This video is all about promoting a piece of software I use, which I love. And I've been a YouTuber for, I don't know, many years, but not streaming live. And when I started my YouTube journey, I used to record my videos and then I used to spend hours and hours editing them. Sometimes 7 or 8 hours waiting for them to, I edited them myself. I learned how to use the editing software. And then I'd wait for them to render. I didn't know whether I should save them in 1080p or 4K, because 4K is the future, you know. But I don't. And now I've got a green screen behind me, which I can probably show you. Look at that. And I can basically change my look. I can make it look like I'm at the beach. Look at that. But the trick is, how do you stop it so you don't look like that? And how do you get it so you look like this? And I go back to 56. And how do you not use the processor on your computer so much that there's smoke pouring out the back of your computer? Currently, I am actually streaming on, let's have a look. I'm streaming onto X, otherwise known as Twitter, LinkedIn Live, right? Twitch, Kick. Where's Rumble? Oh, I forgot to add Rumble. Okay, whoops. But it's normally automatic. And also YouTube. And I could stream on to up to, I've forgotten, I think it's 10 or 8 different platforms at the same time using Ecamm. Now, what used to happen when I used to use OBS, which is free, and everything that is free is good, right? It's a fantastic program. You can do everything I'm doing here with Ecamm with OBS. But it seemed to use a lot of my resources. And also it was very confusing when I wanted to play a video within YouTube and have the sound coming out of it. And also I'm really fortunate now because I have a Zoom PodTrack P8, which captures the sound from multiple things I'm using at the moment. And hopefully I sound really good. And I haven't got a microphone in front of my face like some YouTubers. I've got a beach at the back here. Let's change that to something else. See if we can have something else a bit more interesting. Would you like some bricks? Oh, don't the bricks look good? Don't I look good though? I'm cut out. That is the hardest job. You know, I've got a light that I'm going to turn off. Do you see that shadow? Whoop, that shadow? Well, just the other day I used to have a light each side, but my partner wanted to pinch one of my lights. So now I have one light. But I have this beautiful lantern light, which has cost me quite a bit, suppose. Probably about $900. But it's a big lantern. I can't show you. But suppose I can show you. Let's see if I can do that in a hurry without spending all day long. Let's get into this. I'll show you how I do that. So first of all, I install a bit of software on my phone, and it's Bread, and I broadcast. It's called a NDI server, right? Now I know they have that built into iPhones now, but it doesn't do what it needs to do. So now I'm broadcasting everything on the screen on my phone somewhere on the internet. Then I need to open up another piece of software called NDI video monitoring software. And then I need to select the feed that's been broadcasted. And voila, my phone is now on my screen. But you can't see it. But with Ecamm, I can now come along to my preset thingies. Just move a little few boxes out of the way. And I can click on that button there. There's my phone. So now I have an additional camera. Now the only problem is I have to turn the thing on the phone so the phone don't keep going to sleep. And that's a bit of a pain, especially if you're doing it on the fly like I am now. And I'm frantically looking around trying to keep you guys interested. Trying to think, oh, there it is. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, I can't even know what it is. There it is. Display and brightness. And it says auto lock on 30 seconds. I'll now make it never. The problem is when you make it never, then it gets worse. And now I've lost my broadcast, you see. So I've got my phone here ready to show you my camera. But now I've lost the broadcast. So it is a bit of a how to do. But all I do now is I think I go back to the software that I've got on my phone. Yeah, and I start broadcasting again. All right, so now I'm broadcasting everything on my screen, and it should come back to the, yep, there it is. Right, okay. You can carry the sound through as well, which is quite tricky to do. So now I want to go here. Alrighty. All right, so now you can see, hold my camera up here. That's not working, is it? Let's go that way. You can turn it around, but that's the lantern light that's in front of me. And that makes my face look lovely. And I don't have like stuff in my eyes. If I go up here like that, you see my lantern, but you don't see it when I'm like that. And eye contact is very important when you're a YouTuber. And then I've got one of these lights over this side, and that job is to point on that green screen, which you won't be able to see. Oh, maybe I can make you see that. So I can click a button. There it is. So now we have, it's still not working, is it? But you can see the green screen anyway. But I've got a green screen wrapping around my wall, and it goes out like that to the hallway. See, that's my wall. And that means I can basically have another camera on my laptop over here that could give me a second camera. And this little thing here, this is actually what they called Stream Deck. So there's all these complicated things that you think you might not ever need. But if I was going to ring up somebody on an AI chat, and let's ring up Megan, and I could ring her like this, go yes, then I could talk to somebody. Now I need sound. So I plug in my sound. G'day, Megan. How you doing? It's Danny DeHick here again. Are we good? Because I haven't heard from you for a few days.
Hey there, Danny. It's great to hear from you again after a while. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Sorry if communication has been lacking recently. What have you been up to since our last chat?
Well, not much really. Just showing people how I use Ecamm and how you can do pretty cool things that sometimes took me a long time to do. Do you use any broadcasting software yourself, Megan?
Yes, I use broadcasting software on occasion. Ecamm is a good option, and there are many others that can help with creating and delivering online content. It's great to hear that you're sharing knowledge on how to use Ecamm effectively and efficiently.
Yeah. I use it to go after people like you who are naughty scammers.
I understand that you may have concerns about individuals who engage in scamming activities. It's important to shed light on unethical practices and work towards protecting others from falling victim to such schemes.
Thanks for your help today. You have a lovely day. I look forward to interviewing you next time. You did so well in your last interview, didn't you?
Thank you for the kind words. I'm glad I could assist you today. I'll look forward to our next meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll get rid of her. But notice how I can basically use that phone. And if I was doing workshops, that's what I originally started, but I got distracted by chasing down scammers instead. But if I was doing workshops and I wanted to show people how to do things on a mobile phone, it would be quite cool. So, for example, I can go to danny.co.nz on a phone, and I could tell you to check out my website, and you'll see what I'm doing. And there it is. It finally come up. Took a wee while. And there I am. And you can actually literally see everything that's on my screen. Isn't that pretty cool? And you can see how I've embedded Twitch onto my website. And if I click, I'm live at the moment. So somebody could click that button or send me a message. I go hello to myself. Hello. And now it should take me into the live. Oh, I need to log in. Oh, log in. Oh, life's complicated now. But anyway, I'm not going to do that. But you get the idea. So that's something that is really beneficial it may be something you're trying to do and you can't do. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my phone back. I want to tell it to go back to turning off after 30 seconds. Great. And then I'm going to go to the other bit of software, which, oops, stop broadcasting. And there you go. Now the screen has frozen and I won't have a flat cell phone in the morning because I forgot to turn off the software and the screen didn't go to sleep when I want it to. And then I can click a button down here while I'm talking to you and you're not looking, and I go, oh, wrong button, sorry. Click that one there. And there we go. So I have 3 different hats. I provide, I do, a new thing I've just started doing is helping people build their personal brands. So if I wanted to help you do your personal brand, I could, first of all, let me do the drop shipping because the screen's already up there. So first of all, I could say, oh, well, I'm going to help you do some drop shipping. So I put up my little wee banner. I click a button and nothing happens. Oh, there it is. Okay, so now I'm streaming live and I'm market watch training and progress, the drop shipping strategist. So I've got a persona of that. And then I can go to a shop. And I think, what did I do today? We've got run gear. I think we finished off run gear. I went for a run tonight still. And then I could tell people, I could do a little and if you go through my YouTube channels just recently, you'll see that we've just finished this website. There's a couple of things I don't like about it, which I probably could fix, but I don't have time. But notice how the edges don't go right to the wall. So I have to keep clicking a button that takes up the wall. And then notice at the top, it runs the browser off the edge. And that does annoy me. I would want it to go right to the edge beautifully. But I've got other bits of software I use, like one of them here, which you can't see because the Ecamm is quite clever that if I'm opening up windows like bookmarks, it won't display that on the screen, but I can tell it to display that if I want. So at the moment, I've clicked on a bookmark and you can see my mouse moving down as I select what I want to select. But I have this thing that resizes the windows, the screens, whatever size I want. So for example, I'm going to go to 14:4 and you'll see my screen, it doesn't quite fit. So if I want to, I can squeeze the screen up like this, and then you see my desktop in the background. So recently I've made my desktop of the computer plain because it looks a bit busy when I'm trying to maybe test something to see what it looks like. And I say if I'm doing a tutorial or something like that. So that's something, but I've got a wee button on my computer, on my web browser, which I use Chrome, and I can just basically in a second resize that window to be the perfect size to fit. However, it doesn't matter what I put in that window. If you are a user of Ecamm and you think, what's this guy blundering on about, and you know how to fix that, please put it in the comments section. But I think you'll know what I mean. So let's say if I want to, I can share something different. So if I want to share Stream Deck, there's another wee bit of program I use. And then I could, I'd have to either zoom in, and now see every time I click the zoom in button, it's all over the place and that does annoy me. But then I can zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in manually with a button. And while I'm here, I might as well show you this piece of software. So this isn't the way I use it, but I'm dragging that down on my computer and it's playing a game with me, which is not what I wanted to do. So now I'm going to go, excuse me, and resize it all. But what I should have shown you is this little device I've got on my desk. One of these, there, and it's called a Stream Deck. And that basically is the hardware version of the software version you're looking at. Now you can pay $6 a month, I think it is, roundabout, and you can have a software version of this on your screen. But if you have the hardware, you just have a button in front of you. So I can just flip from one screen to the other. Also, I can, like, if I was really clever, which I don't do, I could use preview mode. And then I can, you know, select the scene that I want you guys to look at while I'm pretending I'm not concentrating on what I'm saying. And then I go to that screen and, oh, no, I don't know what you're seeing at the moment, but there is a screen, there's a button there that you can do stuff with, and I'm not going to do that. I'm in preview mode. Okay, so preview mode, and then you go publish, and it should have just published it. I don't know, but there is a way of being more seamless. And to be honest, that's kind of what you sort of want. And see, no, I don't know if you noticed it, but as I'm flipping between screens, it's got the screen's flickering now, which is very annoying. But that's because I'm in preview mode. So I'm going to actually go back to live mode, and now I'm going to flip between screens, and notice the transitions are now smoother. So there is things that I may be seeing that you don't see while I'm broadcasting live. Anyway, back to the fun of it. Let me show you some more tips. First of all, let's go in here. So here I am. I've got myself all set up, and I've got my web browser pretty slick. And I've made myself a lovely image here. I used ChatGPT to create that image. I just told ChatGPT to write me a blog about how I like Ecamm and why I like Ecamm. And then after it finished creating that blog, I said, can you create me an image with everything I've talked about? So that wee thing that I've got in front of me, oh dear, hold it. Is that right? That one, this one, that one, click that button. See, I'm just clicking that button. And now I'm back in the corner. Anyway, that wee thing that I've got here is meant to be that wee thing under training in progress. Hold on a minute. We'll have to get things. So when I am, what am I trying to say, Danny? When I am doing my Ponzi scheme scam busting stuff, I don't have so many things to show off. I just keep it pretty simple. I just flip between two screens. But if I was interviewing somebody, I could click a button, and now I go into interview mode and the person on the right-hand screen. And the scrolly messages along the bottom, I always wanted those. But if you want to support what I'm doing, buy me a cup of coffee. And if anyone decides to post something, like at the moment, I don't think anyone's awake at the moment, but I do have a chat room. And if somebody did promise, I'm tired. I went for a run today up the hills and it just about killed me. And then I thought, I'll just do this video because I wanted to finish with this blog before I go to bed. And it's now nearly like 20 to 1 in the morning. But if there was comments, if you're watching this, is anyone watching this? It tells me 3 people's watching this. 3 people. Oh my God, that's why. And I'm broadcasting it live to the nation, to the world. The most I've ever had, I think I've had about 80 people in my chat room, which is quite exciting. But anyway, you can have different scenes. And if I had, and also, this is the main thing about this, you won't be able to see what I'm looking at. But theoretically, I'm now I can have 10 people ring up and be here and have a conversation and do guest interviews and everything. And it's absolutely brilliant. Now, when I first got this, they limited it to 20 hours of interview time remaining. And I thought, oh, that won't be enough because we were having streams for 2 or 3 hours a day. And that's obviously goes off budget. Then they said, well, you can purchase more hours if you like. And I went, oh, okay. And then how much were those? And I think you could buy 50 hours worth of streaming time, and they don't expire. They don't expire at the end of the month. Once you use them up. But I've never had it tell me that you've only got 1 hour left. It was always telling me I've got 18 hours left. And it seems like it's just trying to stop you streaming something full time. But if you're an interviewer like me, and you have mates coming on, they want to be on stage, then Ecamm allows you to have, basically unlimited, even though it doesn't look like it. So I haven't found a limitation on that yet, which was something that was a big concern for me at the start. So if you're thinking about, oh, they only give me 20 hours, don't worry about that, unless you want to broadcast something full time. What else can I show you? Well, this blog was pretty informative because what I like too, you can try it out for 14 days. Now, a friend of mine, one of my Avengers, said to me, have you got an affiliate link for Ecamm? Because she was trying to record something the other day and she didn't have the sound. And I said, oh, you should use Ecamm. I don't know what their free version's like because I think they do have a free version. We'll find out in a minute because I've got them all open. However, I can have all my mic off. Oh, this is my mic, by the way. Big thing here. But because I don't want to be off here like here and sound like a radio announcer, I have it down here out of the way so you can't see my mic. But some people like to have the mic in the screen. But what I've found is my camera will focus on my mic and I'll go blurry and you have a nice, and I don't do that. So I put that out of shot. The camera can't see it and then it won't focus on it. Just a wee side hint there. So many things to learn when you want to be a YouTuber. It's crazy. Anyway, back to the show. So I went to Ecamm and they have an affiliate program and they give you 30% if you suckers go and sign up for it and pay $40 a month like I do. I'm going to get I think I'm going to get a referral fee of 30%, so I'll be loaded. I've done a lot of affiliate marketing in my time, and the honest truth of it is you don't really make a living out of it. I did make $100,000 once with affiliate sales. It took I did it in 4 months. It was amazing. That was way back when affiliate marketing started, and you could push other people's products down people's throats. And when they signed up and paid for it, you got 50% of the money. But then everything changes in life. But it's nice to get some little reward. So if you want to download Ecamm and you like it and you pay for it, I want full transparency here. I'm going to make 30% from you. So there's a button there. Download it. Have a look. So I've tried OBS, ManyCams, StreamYard. I was using StreamYard before this, and then they put it that you could only have 4 people on stage rather than 10. And I had an account with them. I was paying it quite happily, and you could pop up people's messages on the screen, which is fantastic. And you can do this with Ecamm as well. And it's all sort of built in. Anyway, so then, I got a like. Somebody's in the chat room. Wonder who that is. I'm guessing it's either Susie or Jelly Snack. They're my 2 biggest supporters. Used to be a guy called Richard, but he didn't love me anymore. But that's a different story for another day. Anyway, so StreamYard, fantastic, great, but they just upped the prices, something stupid, and then gave me less. So up the prices and give you less. What's all that about? So it felt like leave them out of principle, but because I got my format of my YouTube channel really started to come alive when I started interacting with my audience. And as you can see, I've got love hearts now. Somebody in YouTube has given me love hearts, and that's really good. That's a good sign. And also, there's a 30-second delay. So when somebody gives me love hearts, I'm going to think, what did I say 30 seconds ago? And then I think, I said Susie or Jelly Snack. Now I'm going to go find out because they will pop a message up in the chat room. And the good thing about it, like if I want to show you my chat room, I can go to Stream Deck. I can go to Ecamm Live, and I go comments and reactions. So that's the chat box. So we should have somebody say hello in the chat box, and it will pop up on the screen. I know you're wanting. I have to wait 30 seconds. You watch. Waiting 30 seconds. And a little boy waits. Okay, so that's just great. Come on. Say hello. Be brave. Be brave. How many? I can't see things now because I'm sharing the screen. But see how that scrolly thing goes along the bottom? That's really cool. We'll wait over here with that. I can turn that off and on. So I can just turn that off. And now you can see that I'm floating. I can move me around. So I put me down the bottom here. And then I put me over here. But then I quite like that thing. Susie. I knew it was Susie. See, I told you. I know my customer's clicking the wrong buttons. I'm just giving Susie was the lady I was talking about. She was the one that wanted the affiliate link. She's going to buy this and make it good. She's going to make me rich. So if I sit that there, all right. So now I'm looking pretty cool, and I can basically go to Susie's message and click a button, and now you can see her message is scrolling across the top. And I can ban her. I click that every now and again, and it's quite embarrassing because she goes, "What did you ban me for?" And I go, "Well, I just clicked the wrong button because I was trying to click remove and put it back." And so she says, "Good evening." And then I don't know what you do, but somewhere along the line here, there's other buttons as well. So I'll just move that out of the way, or out of my way, and I'll see what else I can share. So this is some of the things you do. So when you first load this on here, it is a bit daunting because like there's things like camera effects. Okay, now this will not really make much sense to you, but I can choose. Oh, don't know what's doing that one. Should be doing the other one. Oh, yeah. Oh, don't worry about that. But anyway, as I said, this is at 56 at the moment. So if I move that over, see how I'm going like that? So you can move that back. So if you want to use a green screen, everyone says, "No, I don't want to use a green screen." And I go, "Oh, I do. I don't like looking like this." Oh, there's the screen there. So that's what you're going to look like when you're doing the demo. And you have this cutout behind you. But when you're doing like showing people how to use software and you've got half your friggin' background's your background, take it out. Now you can see mark my edges. You can't see mark my edges. You see what I'm saying? So it's nice to have that functionality there. And the other thing, if you do really want to have a background because you don't really care what I'm saying, You won't. Everyone's got their own opinion on, I don't need this, I won't need that. And I go, you will one day. And they go, no, I won't. I go, you will. Anyway, so click on blur background. Look at that. So now I can look really like smart with a blurred out background if I want to. And there's masked. Oops, hold up. We're going to go back to. I'm going to turn the blur off. Transparent. Now I'm going to go. I don't even know what mask edges does. Now, I don't know if you know this either. Do you know what a blue screen is? A blue screen is used in the movie industry sometimes. And it basically says anything that's bright blue, strip it out of the scene. But that I researched that once. But everyone that does YouTube is normally it's green screens. And that means if you hold up something in your hand that's green, or say I've got this towel here. All right, I'll show you. First of all, I'm going to do it the fun way. Right. So I've got this towel and it's green, all right? But it's not the same green. And if you do have a green screen, I have rails behind me and I've got a bit of wood on the bottom and it stretches it. And also you can see it's slightly lighter this side because that's where my light is. And as I said, my partner's grabbed one of my lights at the moment. So if you turn that off, that could do fine. But I find that the edges that I have, if I'm wearing a jersey, start to fade out a wee bit. So more light you have on the background and even the better. Anyway, I'll get distracted. So I'm going to get my cloth. Now, you watch this. I'm going to hold it over my face. And now I'll hold it. Ooh. I'll do half face. Are you ready? Look at that. I'm half gone. And look. Ooh. So you could have like. You can have fun with green screen. So if you might think you don't need a green screen, it's quite cool. But there's other settings down here as well. So if you wanted to, you can pan yourself. I haven't done this. Pan and zoom. And I think you might want to enlarge yourself and you might have like, hi, how you doing? So, ooh, boy, but reality is I don't use that. But you can. So there's lots of things you can do there. All right, then we go down here a bit more. And I might want to turn me up a bit because I don't have good lighting and now I've got a burnt forehead, or I might want to, So you've got lots of things. You can reset those. But if you've got a green tinge to you because you haven't got good lighting, which I used to have a real big problem with that, you can just come along here and make yourself look like a green monster. Or you can take the green out of it, make yourself look like you're an alcoholic, which I have to be careful with. Or you can just take that down a couple of notches and then get rid of the green tinge. See my side of me, I can see it because I'm so used to looking at it, but you don't want to look like that. And then anyway, I'll tell you what, after you play around with all these settings, you can see how I have them all on 0. But if you get yourself set up with a good light, like I showed you just before, and you have a good green screen, I just rely on natural light. Now I have a Sony A6400 camera and I have a prime lens on it and it's beautiful. I love it. My lens cost me like more than my camera. So there's about $3,000 worth of camera that you're looking at me. But I don't even know how to switch on the other camera anymore because I don't use it. But technically speaking, it should be here. But I can add another camera if I want. So let's have a look. There's the A camera. And then it should let me select what camera I want. So I'll just see if I can find another camera. It doesn't have another camera anymore. Somehow I've disabled the camera on my laptop and I don't know how to get it back. But who wants two cameras? Who wants two Dannys on the screen? This is really what's happening. Susie's posted me another message, so let's just read a message. It says, Susie, that's going to be me. I'm going to be the green tiny Microsoft Susie on the screen. You don't want to be there. Hey, I tell you something else you could do, Susie. So because we go after scammers, they aren't very nice people. Well, there's some not. No, who am I kidding? No scammer's nice unless we turn them around. But you can actually do real cool things. So if I come back to camera effects, how am I going to do that? There is a way of making yourself blurry. Mirror. Here we go. Sepia. So I can nice sepia. Blur effect. There we go. I have got it on. So you can turn that off, turn that on, and look. You can make yourself as blurry. So you could be here, but you'd still recognize it's me because everyone knows all. But you could be a blurry person. And then you could go, Mamma mia, I cannot see you and you cannot see me. And you could keep your identity that way. But then there'll be that one day you accidentally go, oh, shit. And everyone's seen you. But You have choices here, ladies and gentlemen. You have choices. What else do we have? Now, this is a pet bug for me. Every now and again, because I'm going after scammers, I'll go into 60 Zoom meetings at once. And every time I open a Zoom meeting lately, so if I go and open a Zoom meeting, I'll just do that now as we talk. You watch what happens, and it does sort of piss me off, I'll be honest. But because the Zoom software, because I have to use a web browser, because I don't have Zoom, because I'm a naughty boy who goes after people on Zoom, and Zoom's banned my account, but that's a different story. That happens every day. So now I'm going to log into a web browser version of Zoom, so they can't track me. And Murphy's Law is nothing happened. But normally what happens, I go out of shape, and nothing happened after all that. That's crazy. What if I've got the wrong camera selected? Same as system. No, FaceTime. No, but anyway, normally it stuffs up my camera because the browser grabs the camera software and then it goes back to 720 DPI, and 720 DPI doesn't have the dimensions I use, so I go out of shape. But that's what that I have to click that off and click that back on. Now, broadcasting in 4K, it sounds good in theory, but just don't do it. You don't need it. You don't need yourself being broadcast in 4K. If you want to, I can use the software to record offline, and I also can use a virtual camera. So I can use OBS and this. But when you start doing stuff like that, and you start to be like my voice is very in sync, I hope. I'll try this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, if I want to, I can just flip back here while I'm talking to you. Now, having something that can record you and keep up with your voice was a nightmare when I first started. Now, if you're doing a lot of editing of your videos, what do they call that stuff? Post editing stuff. I always had to struggle with keeping my lips in sync, and I had to line up the audio and the pictures, and and you're literally moving something at what was actually 3.222 millihertz, which is a third of a second. And then my lips would, but when I now use a cable, so I have a iMac, old one, i7, and I run all my YouTube. So I'm streaming on, I'm streaming on 6 places, but I'm normally on 7, but I must have forget to connect it. I wonder if I can add something. That would be funny, wouldn't it? I wonder if I can add a streaming session. That would be quite good. I don't think you can, but that'd be quite neat if you could. Because I normally stream on Rumble as well. But my point is that I'm forgetting these things already. Yeah, I don't have the biggest laptops, and you use a lot of resources. So the more clever stuff, when you use a green screen, more CPU. When you're broadcasting on 6 or 7 places, more CPU. But Ecamm seems to let you broadcast to their software, and then they send it out. So it's like you're only broadcasting in one place. Well, you're not actually. They tell you, they measure your bandwidth. So I now use a cable plugged straight back into the router, if you guys call it. I call it a router. And now I'm like instant. So I don't have to, because I stream live, you'll probably think, oh, I won't want to stream live. No. But when you do, you'll want to have your lips in sync because you look silly otherwise. And there's software out there that will just tease you, and you'll think, I'm going to do this. And you'll think, no, I can't go live. But anyway, Ecamm just seems to fix all that rubbish, and it's brilliant. Just saying. All right, so I'm going to go back to my blog now. So as I've said, so that's one wee tool there. So now I've got a button at the top here, and I can just go across here and hopefully click on this before, and I can pick anything on YouTube I want to do. Now, if I want to play this video that you're looking at right here, I'm going to have problems on any other bit of software unless I have a Zoom PodTrack P8 or a Roadster Pro, and they enable you to capture all the sound. Well, with Ecamm, it's a lot easier. So let's first of all, my other fan, Microsoft Certified Trainer, we're going to go to here. What am I looking at? This one here is sound levels. So this little function here, you can see my voice is talking, right? So now I'm going to play my video on the screen, and that will we'll have double sound. And I've turned the sound off, but that's a different story. There we go. What am I looking at? This one here is sound levels. System audio. Sound levels. So this little function here, you can see my voice is talking, right? So now I'm going to play my video on the screen. So that's cool. And that will start. Now, if a guest rings up, I can have different sound for the guest's voice. And then I've got sound effects. So on my, I've got laughter. Now you should be able to hear that pretty good. Because I go into these Zoom meetings and I normally play, I'll just make sure I've got the right one. I normally play this sound. I know who you are. I know what you have done. And if you're thinking of escaping with people's investments, I can assure you there's nowhere you can hide. Yeah, so that's what we play, but that was playing from my hardware. And I don't think Ecamm was doing very well when I used to do that, because there's a thing called ducking and it's going to ruin your life. And that's what Microsoft will ruin your life 10 times more than Apple. But what Apple's decided to do is they've installed this new super duper cool software that picks any bit of hardware that is using sound and automatically makes the other sounds quiet. So when you're playing a video over the internet and you're talking through your microphone, it turns your microphone sound down, which really pisses you off when you're trying to play a movie. Now, you might not think, well, what difference does that make? Well, that makes a hell of a lot of difference, just saying, because let me show you, go back to my movie. So this is my movie, and I want to play myself, right? We'll have double sound. And I want to do a talk over. Here we go. What am I looking at? Right. I want to do a talk over on this guy's video. Select the but every time I open my mouth or he opens his mouth, even though it's me, and voila, you're competing with the sound. And it's about a 2-second, but with Ecamm, but now I can turn him right down, preset, and I can see that the turning the right down's made no difference. And I can click on that button there. And I think there's my phone. Yeah, but I can turn him down. I think I've just turned myself down. So now I dominate the conversation. But my point is, I can basically control. I can basically control all the sound from all sources. And literally, I've got interviews. I have people on the screen at the same time that I drag onto the screen. I wish I had one, but it's really cool. So that enables me to do that. I've got sound effects, so I can actually play sound effects. So you can load up all your sound effects. Oh, hold on a minute. Sound effects. Where are they? Sound effects. But I don't use them. Sound effects. Oh, there they are. Sound effects. Ah, there it is. So I can do things like this. Yeah, but I can turn those down, or I can have. Ooh. But if I wanted to, I wouldn't need to necessarily have my big flash $800 thingy on the counter here. But they are nice. You know, I love. And I don't think that will sound as good as me clicking a button with the. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the way it goes. So you get that sometimes. I did get a good one going the other day.
Don't be a pussy. Don't be a pussy. Don't be a pussy.
Save that for when Richard loves me again. Alrighty. So, yes. So that is the problem. So, yes, I've tried StreamYard. Restream is a software that basically restreams everything like Ecamm does. So why you don't need it anymore. And I looked at that as well. Riverside, well, when I was starting to get into podcasting, there was 2 platforms that we used to use, and I can't remember the other one, but Riverside's really good. They were really affordable. Yeah, so the other thing I was going to mention is the fancy Nancy thing. I don't think there's any real limitations. It did take me probably a couple of weeks to feel more comfortable using it, because they have got. I'm going to have to show you this. I want to show you this because it was painful at the start, and I don't want you guys to lose faith when you install it and think I'm not going to pay. I'm not going to pay off the 14-day trial. Sound levels, sound effects, overlays. Boom. So here's the overlays. So I'll just move my thingy out of the way. Now, this might look a bit overlay-y, but if I wanted to, and if I said it's like 1 o'clock local time, I click that wee button. Boom. And now I've got a clock off the side of the screen. Oh, there we go. I'm off the side of the screen. Hold on 1 minute, please, caller. Yeah, so now I've got a clock because I can, which is pretty cool. Also, as I said earlier on, I can do Ponzi. I can be Mr. Ponzi Patrol Active Chase and Progress Man, or I can be the brand strategist, the learning lab, training in progress, the digital brand architect. That's my new thing. And then I can be drop shipping man. And I see it slid in there. I really should do that for the other one. So then what you'd do is you'd click that wee thingy there, and then you could tell it to fly in auto, which you won't see, but in a minute you will. And then it's a bit tricky to get back though. Oh, there it is. You can't see it. Oh, rightio. And now when I, turn that one off, see it disappeared. Look, fancy comes in fancy. Look at that, fancy. So you can have all these transitions you like, which is quite cool. But then if I said to you guys, I hope I'm giving you guys some value, and if you would like to like and subscribe, and this box pops up, and you might think, oh, everyone does that. You know, with this software, you need to get those wee videos that have green screens. Use another program, which I should really bring it up, because you're probably wondering how to actually do that. I'm now going to just be able to click a button that says show the current application. So the current application that was opening on my screen has now been grabbed by Ecamm, and I can drag those wee files into this program here called Shutter Encounter, and it will convert my wee movies into the format which Ecamm will do, which is really cool. But check out that program if you need it. But that enables you to, and now I've shut down that program and it's struggling to find something to broadcast. Oops, hold up, done it wrong. But I'm a wee bit, how did I say, sloppy when it comes to this stuff. But the overlays are really, really cool. So anyway, that's what I was sort of saying. So all these little wee overlays, I've had to convert them, but I sometimes have different things, like subscribe, hit the thumbs up, don't hit the thumbs down, and hit the bell. And I thought I'll try with that one. I've even got a window cleaner lady. Her name's Sadie. She can pop up. But you can see what I'm doing here. So you can have all this preset stuff going. So, and then I know it's pretty cold in some other countries, you know. So you can set these up and you can make them loop. This particular one I don't make loop. I found out the other day that it had an end to it. So now I'm looking for the loop. Let's see if I can find the loop opacity, duration, respective blend, fade level, transition, color, and there's no loop. So that might be something I'd like to have. But it may have a loop function, but I can't see it. So see how the snow is frozen? That's quite embarrassing if you're a big YouTuber and you're showing off how wonderful you are. And then you realize it just doesn't, it freezes. So blur, distract, so rotation, opacity, more. Yeah, there's no loop. You can have color. You can have border. So I don't know. So then either you upload a real big file or you just put up with it. Don't even know. So yeah, so there's some little wee things that noise. But so what I do is I normally say, oh, it's snowing today, but it's going to clear up later on today. And if you put a transition with that, it would go out. Then you can make it rain. So I had to find some rain that didn't have green drops in it. That was quite good. Hands, these are really freaky, man. But you can see what you do. All this sort of stuff, you can actually set yourself up a wee show. Some gold bars for those people who want money. And then I talk about people like fish tanks. I love fish. I've got a memory like a fish. I probably said the same things 3 times already, but I've forgotten. And then that's a bottom feeder. And that's what scammers are. They're bottom feeders. They just come around like that all the time. Wondering if you have a chance to check out Spooky's latest video yet. Oh, that sounds like a plan. So here's a great example here. So sorry about that. I didn't see that. Let's have a wee look. We are going down here. So now somebody suggested that they do something, and this would be normally a nightmare. So in short, check out my blog. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Now, if you are a YouTuber and you're looking to get yourself out there, have a blog, have a website. Now, this is my blog that I published with ChatGPT, and here I am in video, and I've got this on the internet, and it will rank when people search for Ecamm. But, you know, I don't just do one blog. I have Substack, and I publish the same blog on that platform that I'm doing right now. And this is multiple content, and people go, "Oh, don't do multiple content." The search engines are spidering through this. This Substack is probably stronger, well, definitely stronger on the search engines than my website. So I publish my content, but I get brownie points from it because, first of all, somewhere along here, they'll have the links. Normally, I have a link pointing back to my website. For some reason, I didn't have one. Crazy man. So that's one blog I've posted on my website, reposted on other sites. I have a buy me a cup of coffee, please buy me coffee site, and all my blogs are posted on there. I do that every day. I just about blog every day. And then I just did these before I went live. So this one's Medium. Medium allows you to post, I think, 1 to 2 blogs a day without having to pay for it. And I have paid for it for about a year. And then I sort of didn't see any advantage of doing so. So I stopped it, but I still post on there. But, you know, so just thinking outside the square, if you're trying to market yourself as a YouTuber, you know, and the other one here is blogger.com. Now, it might not sound like a lot, but every couple of days, I get somebody subscribing who wants my content. Isn't that pretty cool? So you just never know. So don't think reblogging your own content on multiple blogs. So there's my wee blog. There's me. So that's pretty cool. And then we go back to Patreon. Now I've never been paid by anyone on Patreon, but I'm building up a library of information on there. And if you go to my page, I could actually start restricting who sees the content, but they'll probably figure out that I post the same content on other platforms. But it's all about having a big footprint on the internet. And you can come through here and, you know, read my other content. And literally, let's say this blog here was posted yesterday, right? And I'm just going to do the easy thing and search for the title in Google. So now you can see that my personal website actually comes up first. It's because they've probably found 6 different websites linking to it. See what I'm saying? You know, and then you come down here and there'll be probably another one somewhere along here that will point back. Interesting. Why did that come up? Huh. Interesting, because that's my host. Not really a good example. But what I have found is my content is coming up. I have a very strong relationship with the search engines with my website. All right, so that's really what I wanted to do. We'll do a few things, but obviously I'm on a web browser now. And if I wanted to play this video, you would hear the sound. And that was a major problem when I first started YouTubing. And now Ecamm, I just love it. I think it's great. So I said to ChatGPT, can you please write me a blog? Be totally transparent that I'm going to make a lot of money if you guys sign up and use it. It's got a 14-day free trial. But honestly, I have gone through them all. And the limitations that they put on you, the game changer stuff just pisses me off sometimes. But let's just go. Oh, where did that come from? Now, if you're oh, look at that, it's me. Anyway, so I'll get rid of everything here. I'm going to go look at Spooky Dookin. So I'm going to go through these real quick. OBS, free. Everyone starts with OBS. You can download it for Windows and Macs and Unix if people are still using Unix. Fantastic program to play around with. I think I learned more about broadcasting and streaming than any other program using OBS. But every time I wanted to do something, like if I wanted to multiple stream, like I am now in 6 or 7 different places, I couldn't do it easily. I had to install plugins. I had to know what I was doing, and I finished up banging my head a few times because I'm a bit dyslexic and I've got to learn by doing. And you know, you don't just open it up and everything works. It's kind of like, and I tell you what, when you start doing this stuff and you start doing podcasts, you know, you're thinking, and if you're recording and then chopping it up and then editing it, obviously that's chopping it up, and then saving it and then uploading it, it's a different story. If you're doing streaming, I don't think you would get any better than Ecamm. And for the price you pay, $40 a month I pay, it's well worth every cent. It's good value for money. And if you guys download it and pay for it regularly, I might just make a lot of money one day. Could be rich. Killed Lucky One. Did it? Lucky one. I don't know what she mean. Just witnessed your subscriber count go up. Oh, is it going up again? Show you something funny, kids. If you go to, people are trying to shut me down at the moment because I'm a very vicious person to know when you're running a scam. Let's just say that. So my subscriber count at the moment has seemed to have jammed at 63,700. So if I go to analytics, is it going again? Please don't tell me. Oh no. Oh, don't know. I think we've had 44. 44. So that's the live count. You watch this, man. It's so funny. We went, well, I won't tell you exactly how much we went, but I had a bit of a problem lately. You can see since January, my YouTube subscribers are going up. And this is how it started, right? So I was a humble YouTuber in January. And then I started getting a lot of visits. So come along here, got up to 43, and I went, this ain't cool. So I wrote to YouTube and said, hey guys, it's not me, but these subscribers don't look real. And then they said, no, we've got clever systems. We will find the real people and the not real people. So then we went down and we lost 6,000 people. I thought, maybe they're right. They didn't tell me that's what they did. Then we climbed right up to 53,000. And then I wrote to YouTube again, said, hey guys, this ain't good. Can you fix this? And they went, no, we have systems in place and we know what we're doing. Anyone that's on your YouTube channel, we'll find out and we'll strip them out. I go, okay. But then it went down to 45. So I wrote to them again and said, you guys don't know shit. You're not doing this. These can't be real people. Surely I'm not that well done. So anyway, as it's gone up, 49, 48. See, it goes backwards. Over that one, I just had a bad show. But now look at it. We're up to 60,000, and then it's just flatlined, and it stopped around about here at 63,700. Well, it actually stopped at 63,700 because I was actually looking at it going, oh, I think we've got to stop. And then look, for the last few days, 17, and it's back to normal. That's what I'd normally expect. But I would like to think. So when I say to people I currently have 63,744 subscribers going by Google, but reality is I think I might be about 9,000. But I think they were trying to do that to upset the algorithms. Meaning if I had 65,000 followers, subscribers, you'd think that I'd have a lot more engagement than I do. Oh, yeah, YouTube loves you, Admiral. They must do. I think so. Hey, look, you've seen how much money I make on my YouTube channel. I normally spend 70 to 80 hours a week on my YouTube channel. I'm getting tons of views. Look, I'm 396K more than usual. I'm just going up and away. But that's how much money a YouTuber makes per month, being a YouTuber who does 70 to 80 hours a week YouTube. And I have taken it a bit quietly late because I'm still dizzy, Susie. I'm still dizzy. Oh, one of my best mates rang me up today telling me he had cancer today. Just broke my heart. Absolutely just gutted. He's good, mate, and I don't see him as much as possible. And he's got bone cancer. He's in good spirits and he's a bloody good mate. And I said, oh, mate, that's the last thing I ever want a mate ringing up telling you that. But anyway, so I don't know why I thought of that, but he's been a customer of mine for ages. He's still going to work, but he's had chemo and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's my mate Ziggy. Ziggy Stardust used to call him. He used to have the bed and breakfast over the road from when I had the inner city apartments, and we've stayed in touch for years. But yeah, that was terrible. But you know, he's on a good diet. He's a good bugger, and he's got a positive mindset. So let's hope things work out, and I'm going to go visit him after his rallies go. Anyway, where did we get to? Oh, right. So we went through here. So if you're going to have a play and get into this YouTube thing, OBS is a fantastic tool, but you'll probably find hooking up your camera, hooking up your sound, getting the sound of the videos is just hard work. So let's get rid of that one. And this one here was ManyCam. I used that for about 12 months, and it's pretty cool, and it's quite affordable. It's $49, $79, $99 per year, which is really, really cool. So it's got lots of functions, but it does do live streaming, but you still need to feed a camera into it. I can't actually remember why I stopped using it, but it did actually work really well with my Stream Deck, and Susie's probably wasn't there then. But my Stream Deck looks like that. And see, my Stream Deck tells me I've got 6 people in here at the moment. I don't normally stream at this time of night. Well, I used to, but I don't now. All right, so yeah, any ManyCam, if you're having a play with that, it's okay. I tried to set up an affiliate link because I thought, oh, people won't believe me and they'll go and buy ManyCam. But then when I went through the affiliate system, it was a dog, and I tried to get it going, and it had this capture word that I kept putting in. I put it in 10 times, and I finished up giving up. And I thought, well, if they can't get their affiliate side of it, they still got problems. So it doesn't update as much as you like, but you can use other software. StreamYard, well, we don't want to talk about StreamYard. Their plan that I used to have is now that is nearly that's $140 a month. Now I'm currently paying $80 a month. They used to be able to, you can stream 4K. No one does that unless you're stupid. You can multi-stream to 8 different locations because I can do 10, I think, on this one. You can use an extra camera, which is great if you want to use your iPad, not your iPad, well, your cell phone. And also pre-recorded streams don't really. Oh, so you can do premieres, rebroadcast your hoo-ha, on-air webinars, 1,000 viewers. Well, that's interesting. That would be interesting. I don't think they used to have that when I was using it. Custom fonts, downloadable scripts, and 4 seats. So there you go. You lost me at 4 seats. I can have 10 people on here at the same time. So that just went up. Now that is pretty cool. Now I know there's a young lady called Queen of Karma, and she uses this, and she's got the watermark on it. I was looking at her stream today, and I thought, oh, well, you can use it. So you can use it free, but I'll show you what that looks like. I know, it all depends. I mean, there's free on the internet, and that's okay. But I just personally don't want a watermark on it. This was stream. I was in her chat room today. I'll just turn the sound down because you don't need to hear it. But see, I'm using
others, it is treated as an MLM under the law,
I'll just
regardless of branding or terminology. Calling it a direct selling opportunity.
So I can control the sound by turning it down the browser, the YouTube sound, and that also works. But you can see she's got powered by StreamYard up the top here. So if you're on StreamYard, you can use it free. You'll have the logo. Streaming limits, so she might only get so many hours a day or a week. Limited storage, so some people like to have an archive of everything that you do just in case you lose it, which is quite good because you do get copyright strikes sometimes and you get your videos removed, and then you think, I'll upload it on Rumble just to piss everyone else off. Don't know what dark mode, just look actually. And local recordings, so you can record something and then upload it later on, up to 2 hours. So you can play around, and also, download these softwares, have a play, see if it's the right fit for what you're doing right now. But don't do what I used to do. Well, I'm pretty loyal to the software, but I'm loyal when this company is literally used to charge half that and then doubled it and gave us 4 seats instead of 8. So it was like, oh my God, whatever reason they've got. So, yeah, was big fan of StreamYard. But if you click on the link, I think I get payment for that too. So best be transparent. Now, Restream, pretty cool wee service, quite affordable. Yeah, but some of these plans, they always do this thing. You click that button there, and it just went up because who wants to pay for a year just in case? So I always pay monthly. And I think I used standard for $19 a month. And you can restream onto 3 locations. Then I like, now I've got approved for all the other places and X and all this sort of carry on. Oh, what the hell? I want to stream to 8 places. Oh, that's 5. And then next thing you want to do 8 channels. 8 channels streaming like I'm doing right now, and it's going to cost me $239 a month. It's like, oh my God, I can't afford that. Just a poor little YouTuber earns $350 a month. So I couldn't handle that. So I gave that a miss. But there's some functionality with this that's all web-based. This thing here that I'm talking to you on now has it's independent. Now, this is really important because I used to open up 60 tabs of Zoom meetings at the same time. If I was running my broadcasting using a web browser, it crashes. And yes, I have managed to stream crash Ecamm because I'm just so talented. But the honest truth of it is that Ecamm is independent. So, and if kills my sound and my speaker used to crackle. So all that's gone by having an independent app that I run Ecamm. That's a real big thing. So this Restream, yeah, it's great, but not really when things go wrong. Riverside. Now, I have to take my hat off to Riverside because when COVID was happening, this company flourished and they were providing a half-price service to the other one that I was using. And I can't remember the other service that I were using. See, I'm using voice recognition at the moment, and you won't see that coming up on the screen. But could you please give me a list of streaming software for YouTubers? All right, I'm actually going to use ChatGPT because I'm starting to use the search engine like ChatGPT, but the search engines do not know how to answer like ChatGPT has changed my life. Look at this. So now let's see what I've like. OBS Streamlabs. Oh, it might have been Streamlabs that I was using. YouTube control. Oh, look, and we've even got Ecamm in here. Should have done that before I did my blog. I think it was Streamlab. And Streamlab's really funny because it splits all your windows up into squares, and it's a bit weird. Yeah, I was using this one. So at the time, Streamlab was the one to go for. I wonder if I can just log in here. Have I got an account? Oh, I've got an account. See, I've tried them all, and it really is a personal preference thing. Don't you look at my password, guys. Oh, hold it. Don't look at my password. Oh, you can't see it anyway. It's just popped up, and I'm just clicking it. I'm using my fingerprint as my password. Doesn't that piss you off? People like, it's ... by the way. Yeah, so between Riverside FM, that's their website, riverside.fm, and Streamlabs, they were the two biggies when I was doing podcasting. And, you know, like this is web-based as well, I think. And let's see if we can find their pricing. Pricing, earn and grow. Pricing, dashboard. Maybe that'll help. Dashboard. You know, but once again, you want to have your wee movies and your sound clips, and you want to look like all these other YouTubers when you first start out. But don't worry about that. Just get on there, have a play, do your own thing. Don't look over your shoulder at everyone else and what they're doing. Just do what you do. Oh, here we go. What have we got? Cross, desktop, video editor, talk, console, link space. Oh, where's their plan? Streaming ID, account settings, partners, affiliates. Oh, they've got even affiliate link. Well, maybe I should have done a video on this instead. Update later, account settings, API. Come on, just give me discount memberships. Oh my god, I found it. Okay. Oh, the bit of I'm confused already. I've got a headache just looking at this stuff. Console upgrade to ultra. Let's have a look at upgrade to ultra. See if it gives me. Okay. Select. And they want my credit card details. Oh, okay. We've got monthly, annual. So it's quite cheap, but I think it was clunky. I didn't like it. And it was all. That looks far too complicated for me. It looks a wee bit like me trying to figure out how to use Discord, to be honest. Custom website. So maybe if I just went to Streamlabs, you'd think if I went straight to streamlabs.com, you would find products. That might be better. OBS plugin. I'm confused. Downloadables, dashboard, dismiss, ultra, resources. Yeah. So if you're a gamer, you're probably thinking, oh, this 55-year-old guy don't know what he's on about, don't know what he's doing. Well, you're probably right. Multi-stream. What's that do? Join Ultra. So they want you to join Ultra products, and it just gives you a credit card. Don't know. But hey, look, that was a good one at the time. So there's another one that I tried out. I haven't tried X, but I've downloaded them all, and you try them, and you're hoping they're going to do everything. No bit of software will do everything. So yeah, all right. Let's have a look at Spooky Chicken. So that's basically me, sort of my thing. And here we are here, Ecamm, $40 a month, Pro. And what do I get for that? Well, I get to use it with Zoom. If I can't use it on Zoom because I've got band, but that is a great function. So you can run a Zoom meeting and interface it straight into Ecamm, and then you can do a voiceover like I'm doing at the same time. Virtual mics. Oh, yeah, virtual mics are pretty cool. That will fix. They do. So when I'm in a Zoom meeting, I can pick a virtual microphone to pick up the sound, and that is. I paid $100 for the software called Loopback, and Loopback was virtual cables where you could plug it into the web browser and plug it back into your audio system, and then you would hope you'd get the sound, and then you could plug the other plug, and it was like one of those old-fashioned, what do they call those um, phone operators in the olden days, and you plug the cables in? Well, that's what Loopback did, and that was great. But once I got my desktop thingy, I didn't need that anymore. It just took that big headache away. But they do have this built in, so you could probably get away with using Ecamm and not have all the hardware I do now. Just saying. Isolate microphone recordings, audio input. Yeah, so that's the one I've got, but I'm a big time YouTuber, aren't I? Eh? So try the 14-day trial. I will get money when you decide to buy it, and I'm happy about that. That's your way of giving back to your friend Danny. All right, so there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. Now let's have a look at our friend Spooky Chicken. Spooky Chicken and I shared something the other day. I call him Spooky Chicken. He's a pretty cool YouTuber in Australia, and he's gone to town at the moment, busting these scammers who are running scams. And we've got some really cool answers. If you don't know what I'm doing, I normally say to people, my name is Danny the Hick, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. I'm here to name and shame anyone running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or a scam. And if you go to dehick.com, you'll see exactly what we're doing. And we basically currently have got about 400 how do we call them? Criminals that we go after. Oh, there he is, right, Riz. So we expose people online, and that's why I broadcast on so many different platforms, and that's why I post blogs on so many different things, and that's why I do podcasting as well and publish my podcast on so many different places. So tomorrow I've got this guy that doesn't want himself on YouTube, and I believe he's running a scam, and I've got some amazing information about him that he doesn't even know I know going down right now, which is friggin' laugh. But I will be interviewing a guy that isn't even going to be on the interview, and he's already tried to get the stream taken down. So this is Craig Watton, and he's what they call a Sydney businessman, and he's been taking money off people who have lost money. So if you've lost $100,000 to a scam, he will take another 9% of you, claiming he's going to do a class action lawsuit against that company. And he's claiming he's doing class action lawsuits against Hyperverse and Hyperverse, GS Partners, Lioness. So now I've got them all set up. So I can now say, what are we going to say? We're going to say we just go like this. And I can talk to Craig. G'day, Craig. One more day, one more sleep, and I get to interview you.
Hey there, Danny. Looking forward to the interview tomorrow. I've got my answers ready, and I'm looking forward to answering your questions.
Ooh, well, that sounds exciting. Can't wait. All right, well, I'm just showing people what we're going to get up to tomorrow. So Craig is actually trying to get this off. He's already complained to that thing called YouTube. But if you go into the description of it, you can see that I've actually I haven't actually put a link to the blog, but on my website, you can come down here and you can see, where's Craig? Here it is. So I've had this all going up a week. I might not even do it because I'm pretty busy at the moment, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to interview him. So there's Craig. So Craig now has to complain to 7 different platforms. He has to go to 6 different blog companies to get my content removed. And he has got some of them removed on YouTube, but the majority of them I've kept. So he's already complained about this one because he doesn't, and they have come back and said no problem at the moment. But when that plays, I'll be actually asking Craig 20 questions using AI. Now I've asked him to come on this and do this interview with me. He doesn't, but that's why people like me need to. But then what we do with that information, I got a lead today about what he was doing, and I tell you what, it's priceless. And I can't even tell you anyone what it is. But that was because that was on this here was on YouTube, and they did a search for him, and they found the videos I've been doing on him. So it's working. So if you search for Craig Watton, you will find Craig Watton. But if you search for maybe scam, then you'll start finding my content, all the podcasts that I have on him. And he's tried removing everything, but we reckon we've busted him. We think we've exposed him. Well, I know we have. And also he's been trying to do all sorts of things. But anyway, that's why I screamed to so many places. So we've got people of interest. And if I went into Australians, I've got them all segregated into groups at the moment. I'll read that message in a minute there. And I think I've got a file on Craig in here. Oh, he's in here somewhere, but oh, there he is. So there's Craig, and I've got all the correspondence I've had from people and videos he's done, and I've actually met the guy face to face. Nice fella, but I think you've got to be nice sometimes, but something's not right there. But if you went into Sam Lee, this guy's been charged in connection to a $1.9 billion scam. And we're hopefully going to be in Bloomberg Weekly soon. It should be any week. But they came and recorded me the other day about this guy, but he's been up to more mischief. He's had an Interpol red notice served. So that's what we're doing. So we're not just a normal YouTuber, but obviously we want to stream everywhere, and we want our content just to blitz everywhere. And most of our stuff is actually used for historical information. But I just wanted to show you what we're doing. So Spooky Chicken, it must have been an uploaded video, and I'll just have a wee look and see what he's done 2 hours ago. So this is interesting. What have you got for us? All right, so once again, we can turn this up.
We'll give you a bit of oxygen.
Oh.
You can waste all your time, bro, sis, whoever you are. You're not going to stop me.
So that was Martine Wallace. Freedom to explore. Responding to this question. Well, it's not really a question, but it was posted in the Q&A of her recent Zoom meeting. My greatest disappointment is that ASIC did not act fast enough to list all the crap you have promoted, and that hardworking people got scammed on your false promises.
So, for the confused admirer who's on here tonight, I will give you a bit of oxygen.
God.
You can waste all your time, bro, sis, whoever you are.
Well, they actually say that. And what they're actually saying is they realize they can't stop people like me and Spooky Chicken, because we have got fingers in so many pies. We had a lady who stopped using Zoom to hide from us, thinking that she can keep herself private and not for us not to expose what she's doing. The very first meeting that she fired up on this new software, we were broadcasting it live on the internet. So that's the only reason they say stuff like that.
Not going to stop me.
Now, to consider this the comment of a confused admirer, you'd have to be living in a deluded reality. Either that or you're so vain. You probably think this video's about you. Don't you? Don't you?
You do, don't you? Yeah.
G'day, folks. And it's the 20th day of Dow. Depending on how quick I edit this, it might be the 21st day of Dow. I've had a few days off. I've had an ear infection. Now, which ear, I hear you ask? Well, as my mentor and upline, Ed and Leah Smith say, you got to keep your cards close to your chest.
I will work on a guide that'll be sort of like a step-by-step. You don't have to follow it step-by-step. It's just what I would have.
So the scam that he's busting is there's a gold scam, and it's originated from GS Partners, which if you don't know anything about Ponzi schemes. But this couple here was educating people on how to use Instagram to generate leads and how to come up with hardship stories. And they were basically trying to defraud the company because they're not allowed to broadcast live and do certain things at the moment because the company knows that they're getting exposed. So they were telling their dirty tricks in this very conversation, which I've watched. And I was broadcasting everything. It was brilliant. And then Spooky Chicken and I, because if you go to my website, and we're starting to get a bit of traction in what we're doing, and it's really exciting. But you'll see, if you go to my website, you'll see that I mentioned all the news articles that I've been in, and this is a scrolly bar, but it's not scrolling just yet because I'm loading on my page, so I'm going to intercept that. But in here, they actually talk. Alice, who is Alice? She's a real cool reporter, and she's it's news.com.au. So here it talks about Spooky Chicken, and so and how he works and how he rolls, and he doesn't want to. They call him Ben, but we email. Well, I'm pretty sure we email, but the problem is you get to this part here, and then you've got to read more. And then it normally pops up with stuff you don't know. You get down here enough, there's a guy who's lost a lot of money, and that's why we fight these battles. But if you get to the really good stuff, I'm at the bottom, and they announce me to the world as well. There I am. And they talk about me being the, I forgot the name of the article, but the Avenger for New Zealand, and he's the Avenger for Australia. So it's really nice to be in here. But yeah, we've got lots of stories, but we're not chasing the same scams, but definitely he's done a bloody good job, and now he doesn't have enough subscribers to merit the work that he puts into this, which is really, really cool. But I'm actually curious to listen to this. Let's see if we listen.
How we would go about it, and it's all about kind of like just being strategic when you give the information. Don't give them little crumbs and stuff.
So, if you want to hear more about my ear infection, comment
yeah, okay. Tell us about your ear infection. Oh, sorry. Were we meant to say no?
an ear down below. So today I wanted to talk about the bait and switch by Bruce Hughes.
When I click on that active referral link, it's going to take me into a marketing page that will show you 2 short videos on what Down One is, how it's been built out.
And also these Ponzi schemes that he's talking about, both of them have been, well, I say both, there's 3 or 4 of them, but they've all been flagged by the Money Smart in Australia, which is like our FMA here in New Zealand. So this isn't like us making up bullshit and calling these guys a scammer. There's tons of proof. And also everyone that's promoting it is either a fake CEO or the leaders behind it have got a history longer than your whatever of promoting Ponzi schemes and scams that have all fallen over. So, and they're all like desperate individuals telling you that they earn $50,000 a month and they're really tall. But they get paid by these scam companies who rip off people. It's a big business.
What the term decentralization is, and then it'll also take you into a registration process. Now, we understand that this can be intimidating, especially if blockchain's new to you, if you already understand the technology. And so the team has put together tutorials on how to download.
Well, you're saved then, aren't you?
Download your own wallets that you control, that you have the keys to and the seed phrases to. That's very important when you're dealing in any form of blockchain activity that has cryptocurrencies involved. You want to make sure that you control those cryptocurrencies and the activity taking place.
You're doing an awesome job, mate. I've actually restreamed some of your video, and the video I did on the 21st of February. The one that was promoting the Ecamm software. There you go.
Ecosystem grows. A very popular option for building new technologies is to build a custom network or a sidechain, which is what a Pertum is. So in other words, we're talking about another blockchain or network that is compatible with Ethereum and that allows users to transfer tokens or value of some kind between the 2 networks. And this is where the bridging process comes in.
And I know what he's going to say. All these companies do the same. So they basically create their own game of Monopoly, and they do connect it to the internet with the blockchains, but they have this problem that the bridge is a one-way bridge. You chuck it into their blockchain and you sit there and you look at your Monopoly money all day long, and then when you go to withdraw the money, they go, oh, we're trying to mend the bridge. We're trying to mend the bridge. And what one company that we've been following, BTCC, has been doing, they became up with stupid shit opportunities or programs, and you can use your money that you can't spend. You can use 40% of your money to buy these shit programs, and the rest of it you need to top up with USDT. And they've got people, they're telling us that their network's worth $15 million, but there's no proof that the network's worth anything. And it's kind of like an NFT in a way. NFTs are only worth as much as somebody wants to pay for them. But this company here, I'm pretty sure is explaining exactly the same thing. You could yes, they are on the block. They have got their own blockchain, and you are connected to another blockchain that takes your money, and then they let you transfer it into their blockchain, and that's it. Money gone. And then you just have to believe that the platform's genuine, and then one day they'll let you withdraw your money. No, they won't.
Further down it says, that said, there are some significant and common pitfalls when dealing with sidechains that you want to avoid. This article is written to be a non-definitive guide to best practices when dealing with EVM-compatible blockchains, and we can't hope to capture all the nuances when dealing with every single instance of every sidechain, but the following are general guidelines. And then when they talk about best practices, number 1, do your due diligence. Not all networks are safe. I want to make that very clear. Not all networks are safe. In order to offer, for example, cheaper and faster transactions, custom networks usually have different security and reliability guarantees than the Ethereum mainnet. So understanding the risks before moving a significant value from one network to another is very important. And that is one very important piece of language that I want to highlight. Understanding the risks before moving value from one network to another.
And so the team has put together tutorials on how to download your own wallets that you control, that you have the keys to and the seed phrases to.
So even though you have your private key and your seed phrase, the value, the coins, are not in your wallet. They're not in MetaMask. They're not in Trust. The value is on the chain.
Yeah.
And so the team has put together tutorials on how to download your own wallets that you control, that you have the keys to and the seed phrases to.
And this is very important. When we're dealing with the Ethereum mainnet, we're dealing with a blockchain that has been operating, 15 years at a guess? Ethereum is decentralized. Now, what does that mean? That means that I can use one of my computers here and run an Ethereum node. So if you've been following any of the Apertum DAO 1 peddlers, you may have seen they've been talking about the fact that they released a DEX. For those of you that don't know, a DEX, DEX, refers to a decentralized exchange. Once again, they're using that decentralized word. Now, I mentioned earlier about Ethereum being decentralized, and I, if I choose, can run an Ethereum node here in my house on one of my computers. Now, why is that important for a blockchain to be decentralized when there is no other regulatory process or no other auditing happening? Let's just say I'm running an Ethereum node here and you're running an Ethereum node at your house, and I decide to put in some fake transactions. Maybe I add a couple of extra deposits to a wallet that I have. The fact that you're also running an Ethereum node means that if I try to inject some fake transactions, you can put your hand up and say, hang on, those transactions aren't in my list. There must be something wrong there. Decentralization employs accountability. Blockchains employ a process that is known as consensus. And when I'm trying to say there's an extra $100,000 worth of Ethereum in my wallet, and you and your neighbor and their friend and someone else all say, hang on, no, those transactions are fake, the consensus wins. They use the word decentralized a lot, but this is not decentralized at all. They don't necessarily have to release a source code for it to be decentralized, but there needs to be a way for other people to run Apertum nodes.
This guy has explained that very well. Now, I'm not that much of a crypto junkie. I don't know a hell of a lot about this. I just call people out for running scams. But that has been explained very, very well. I'm very impressed.
To validate what they are saying is accurate. So let's jump on to their so-called decentralized exchange, which is really just a token swap. It's not an exchange at all. And if I look to swap my one Apertum token to USDT, they are claiming these Apertum tokens are worth $2.85. I will run through some screenshots here that I've been taking today, where it was $2.61. Prior to that, it was $2.07. Prior to that, it was $1.99. And when
they're
Loose
chopping it up.
Dennis started sharing this, it was 94 cents. Now, here's my point. People paid between $50,000 and $10,000 to mine this token over the next 12 months, which means that right now, 20 days in, they only really have received a fraction of the total Apertum tokens they'll receive over the 12 months. So whether this Apertum token stays at this value, whether it increases or decreases, the only people that are benefiting from this price pump right now, if they are actually able to sell it, are the founders of the project with their 100 million tokens that they put aside. And while you're looking at this and going, we're nearly 1 month in, the biggest problem here, and we're literally watching this price change while I'm recording this, without this being decentralized and without any type of external audit. First, how can we be sure that this wrapped USDT that exists on the Apertum chain is not the same as the USDT on Ethereum? Let's make that clear. Just because they use the same name doesn't make it the same thing. So just because they say one Apertum and it just went up, is $2.88 in their wrapped USDT. Who's keeping these people honest? Just because all of this is publicly accessible and it's gone up again, it doesn't mean what they're writing on each block is true and accurate, because no one is verifying that. All we can do is have a look at the blocks that have been written.
To understand blockchain, we need to understand that it is a transparent accounting book.
Not in their system.
Meaning that you and I can see every single page of the accounting book that accounts for all transactions, that account for all movements happening through a particular blockchain. So as the name suggests, each block is the page of an accounting book. And each block keeps in it the number of transactions that happen in that
all right,
area.
Susie, I'm going.
When you
I'm
start
watching this by myself, but thanks for being here.
Together,
You're awesome.
multiple
Have a great night, won't you?
accounting books together, what you end up with is a chain.
Yeah,
of
have a look
blocks,
through the software.
A block chain. And so
yeah, so saying to Susie there, but it is pretty cool when you can change scenes just like that. Zoom, drop shipping ban. So I love the software. I think it's really, really cool. So you inspired me to do this video, Susie. Hey, go check out Spooky Chicken if you want to finish that. I'm going to go to bed. Just knock something off my pedestal now. Tell you a funny story though before you do go. Helen and I went and picked up a kitchen table today, and we sat down and had lunch at the kitchen table. And she said, "Do you realise that we've been together for 7 years and we've never actually sat down at our kitchen table? Could we haven't had a kitchen table for 7 years, but it was quite nice sitting down having lunch together." Just a funny side story. And we paid $110 for our kitchen table, secondhand. But it was just nice. We've never had one, obviously. So yeah, pretty cool. I can't think I can leave you any other gems other than that. I'm going to call it quits. And then normally what I can do is I can say things like, with Ecamm, I can back up a truck. All of that. And here comes the money. So you have a lot of fun, do things like that. But hey, look, you've got to figure out your YouTube journey. Whatever you want to use it for, sit down, figure it out. I think the most valuable thing to me is this thing here. I love my microphone. It makes me sound good. When I first started recording stuff, the echo was really bad. Having great lighting, so my glasses don't reflect the light, that was a game changer. Getting what they call a lantern light. Like it lights me up something wicked. So let's go. Yeah, so if I turn that out, you see how the green screen comes into play then, and then I turn that light out as well, and now I'm sitting here in the dark. So then I turn on my lantern light, and just with the lantern light on, I get most of it. But this here, whoops, that there's a wee bit shady. So I turn that on, it gives me a bit extra. But it also brings out the green, because the green things off there. So, and then I have controllers on my desk here, and I can literally turn the lamp, the light that's above me up full tip if I want. 65%, see, and now I turned it up to 100. But if you buy cheap lights, the problem is when you do that and you have your lights up to 100, you can see now, look, I'm burnt out. So now I have to start playing around with my camera So my camera, what I'm looking at, has settings on it. And I'm actually doing 50 frames a second, which most people do 30, but it's a bit of a long story. So, you know, you'll have to play around, but the game changer for me in this industry was having the sound, and I struggled for a long time, and even recently I've still found it hard. So everything's set 35% is the light above, and that gives me nice color without a shiny forehead, and obviously I don't have the reflection in my glasses, and if I do, you can see the pupil of my eyes, which is good for my branding. The other thing I do is I talked about my Stream Deck thing, my bit of hardware on the desk here that enables me to change things, and that's really cool. I've got an iPad sitting here on my desk as well, and also I have a separate screen, and I also have a 34-inch monitor. So as you go through your podcasting journey, you're going to switch softwares, you're going to have plays of software, you're going to set up new bits of software along the way, and sometimes I wish I've got another colleague of mine that I've just set up a website for. He wants to go out and get gear. The other YouTuber, which I will have a quick look at, I'm going to be here for a wee bit longer here, Suze. But if we go back to, so check out Spooky Chicken. Good on you, mate. You've done a bloody good job there with that one. You've really done a good job exposing those bastards. We'll have to get together and do a stream together, and you can be blurred out. The other one I want to look at is Rob. Now, he uses OBS, and if we're lucky, he might even be live now. He's not. But he's got a nice setup. Now, he wants to be conversational. So Rob's doing something pretty cool at the moment. So the thumbnail for this video and this what am I trying to say? The thumbnail that you see for this video was actually generated on ChatGPT. So I got it to write on my description, and then I said, now generate me a thumbnail for my YouTube video. These backgrounds that Rob's using are all generated the same way, and then he puts Elon Musk and Donald Trump in here. So Rob's, over the time, you can see him in his studio. He's got close-ups, and then this one here, I think one of these, he was back. Yeah, he's back. So he's got a zoom on his camera. You know, but he plays around a little bit. But if you go to some of these, you'll see he's changed his office around again. He's also well, that's actually a good one to look at, actually. So with OBS, he can cut out his green screen.
Welcome everybody. So this is take 2 of this live, and thank you for your comments, Sven, and thank you, Vinny, for letting me know before. I originally started with no sound. So what we're going to do tonight is...
See what he just said there? He originally started with no sound, and that's the problem you'll have. So he's using... that's a terrible one.
So I'm going to...
Yeah, that's better, Rob. So this is the problem when you live stream. You either have to... And you're only streaming in one place. I'm streaming right now on... I should be streaming on 7, but I forgot to do something. So I'm streaming on 6 different places. LinkedIn, you know, the whole 9 yards. And Rob waits for... He only streams on YouTube. Now, I get 200 views on my videos when I do them on Rumble at the moment. And also, I have 200 followers. Ironically, it's the same number. And also on Twitter, I often get quite a few views. So different platforms do give you views, but the obvious strongest one is YouTube. But I'm trying to archive my information and have it live. So it all depends what you want to do. But Rob's got OBS here, and you can see he hasn't cut his screen out because he hasn't got a green screen on. So there is advantages, and there's nothing really wrong with what he's doing. But he's also learned how to make boxes pop up and put words and statements on the screen, and you know, and he's playing his videos and he's getting the sound out of it. He has got a fancy Nancy Rodecaster Pro. You know, and we've worked together for a while. But if we go to Rob, and then if you go to his videos, you can see he's got a different format altogether.
All right, let's talk about it. The conversation that divides friendships, family, dinners, and even whole nations.
So Rob's actually reading off a teleprompter as well, would you believe? So he's gone to a different level. I don't read very well, so I can't sort of do that. But when you've got to find your own path when you're doing this sort of stuff. If I scam beta. So Grogi has this guy here. He's gone and he's done really well.
2 clicks on it, ma'am.
Okay, so double left, proper click.
Yes, ma'am. Once you open up that, you will see your address number.
Now, once we get that reversal, I can then get their pinpoint location, and we'll use that against them.
So he's doing this stuff and post-edit a lot of it, but he has...
Reaching out to my buddies, NanoBaiter and Agent G9, and I thought, okay, if there's multiple scammers on multiple computers, be offered that you won't find any other places.
So these guys, have got big numbers, 8 million subscribers, bloody awesome. But they've now got the dough to buy some really cool gear. But their stuff and my stuff, I'm not comparing, but I do like.
There's a group of guys.
I have seen the gear, the music. Look that setup there he's got there. It's friggin' brilliant. And he's got close-up angles. He's got the help desk. Then he'll ring people.
Really, at this point, it doesn't matter.
But there's a lot of post-edit stuff here. But I'm pretty sure he'll have his own editors now. And then also Coffee Zilla. He did. He always jokes in his $10 million studio because they called him out to one of the guys, Logan Paul, called him out. But he did this video today.
Argentina launched a meme coin through their president Javier Milei, or at least that's.
And I've always wondered how he gets all his graphics and he does the things. But he's got a really nice looking studio and it's his own. You can play around. This is more than just a green screen with him. It's like he's playing a movie onto a green screen. And
it before he was in the room with Hayden when it happened on another project called Enron Token.
But he's got a good setup, and the reason why I'm saying that is because if you go back to his older videos, let's go to something like this one. Even though
it's finally
this is over a year old. This one
undercut his apology because it's very clear that instead of actually caring about the
so he does 20, I think between 20 and maybe 35 videos a year. He was doing about 80 a year. And now he has another channel as well, which he does, the second channel. And, I'm thinking about doing a second channel as well. Well, I actually do have a second channel, but only because I recently lost my channel. And so it's good to have a backup channel. But he was willing to help me when I lost my channel, which is really, really nice. But everyone's got their own style and you'll have to fluff around with that. And if Ecamm is one bit of software that you can use that sort of helps bridge the gap between a lot of things I couldn't do when I was trying to use OBS. And as I said, StreamYard was also pretty cool, but when they put their prices up to $140 a month versus $80 a month for me, New Zealand dollars, it was just too much for me to get on. All right, as I normally finish, I know this video is probably all about Ecamm for the start, and then we looked at a few scams. And obviously, I've been streaming for 1 hour and 38 minutes. One thing I didn't mention to you, I have actually done a stream for 24 hours once, and YouTube only keeps videos that have been streamed that are shorter than 12 hours. So I streamed for 24 hours to find that out the hard way and lost the whole video. But my point is that you can use a lot of your resources on your computer. If I move my hand around on a green screen, the processor's power, you can see my fingers go a bit blurry, but not too bad. And also my camera will focus on my hand and then my face in a hurry, which is really good stuff. But blurry, focus, and you learn all this sort of stuff. But when you've got a blurry face and it's focusing on your finger like this, if I go to my finger, and then I move my finger out here, the camera normally stays focused on the finger, and it's like, find your own path. If you want any help, any questions, post them in the comments field. I'm happy to help you out there. And if you want to get into drop shipping, happy to help you out there. If you want to help build your personal brand, happy to help you out there. Check out theheck.com. Reach out to me on my social medias, and also my phone numbers are at the top of my website. Have a great night, and thanks for watching the video. We'll see you in the next one.